Let's make a paper weaving. So first you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half. Now when you fold it in half, line up those edges, slide your finger down and roll it back and forth to make it in half. Now when I made mine in half, some people call it the hamburger, but it shouldn't look skinny like this and become a hot dog. You want the hamburger. And then you're going to locate the fold right here. Open it up, that is considered the middle of your paper. So here's my fold. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to use my fingers, and I'm going to use 2 fingers against the edge, and I'm going to put a little mark. And then I'm going to move my fingers over and put another mark. Move my fingers over, put another one. Put another one right against that edge. And maybe one more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks next to that fold. Then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw some lines almost to the top of my page. They can be wavy, they can be zigzag, no loopy loops, they can be straight. You can have some fun with it. But you do not want to go to the top of your paper, and you do not want any super crazy ones. So don't make itty bitty little zigzags. When you are done, fold your paper back up. And you're going to start cutting where you put those dots. So I'm going to cut on my lines to the best of my ability. If you make a mistake, just keep going. But don't cut all the way to the top. If you cut all the way to the top, it's going to fall apart. And then the next part's not going to work for your weaving. Okay, so you're cutting at your dots. Alright, so for the next part, what you're going to need is little pieces of paper. So for your first one, your practice one, I have pre-cut paper for you. But if you're making your own and I didn't pre-cut paper, you're going to have to pre-cut your own paper. Alright, so what I just did is I cut. I'm going to open it back up so you can see it. It's still all stuck together. I'm going to get my pre-cut pieces of paper. Any colors you want, you can do a pattern. You don't have to do a pattern. And then I'm going to pretend that I have little lines here. So this is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go over my first line, under my second line, over my third line, under my fourth, over, under, and then when you finish it, I'm going to turn it this way you can see it, you're going to smush it as high up to the top as you can. Now for your next one that you do, you want it to be opposite. So if this one was over, I'm not going to start on top of my paper because that'll match. I'm going to start under my paper. So under, then you have to use your fingers and lift it up, over, under, over. Got to go under this guy. Got to go over that one. And got to go under this one. And then when you're done, smush it up as you can, as high as you can. All right. And then my next one, I was underneath here. So I'm not going to start under because that would be the same. I'm going to do the opposite. So now I have to do over. So I'm going to keep doing this all the way through. And I'm going to keep going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Let me show you what a wrong one looks like real fast before I let you do this. A wrong one looks like this. All right, this one's over. So I'm going to do this wrong, so don't do this. I'm going to go do exactly what I just did the last time, which is what you're not supposed to do. Do you see how they're next to each other? You shouldn't have two pieces that are always next to each other because then when I go to smush it, look what happens. Oh no, it disappears. That's not good. So take out the wrong one and try it again. So opposite, this one's over. Now I'm going to go under. You're making a checkerboard. So if you want to play checkers or chess, you might be able to use this piece of paper. But again, this is just your first time doing it. After you do it the first time, you can start doing different kinds of papers. And they don't have to be papers. They could be other things too. But you could use newspaper or shiny paper or silly looking paper or painted paper that you painted first. And you'll just cut those into strips. Then when you're done, you'll just take a glue stick and you're going to glue down all these little flaps that are sticking out to lock it into place. And that, my friends, is how you make a paper weaving.